Hello guys, welcome back to another YouTube video here today, and we're coming at you with a update on Mantra Cache. So we did a Mantra Cache when Cache first came out, and it felt a bit underwhelming. So I have made some changes to the build. Now it feels overall much better to use. And what we have done is, so we are using the Jacobson Ripper Mantra with 9,104 damage, 7.4 fire rate. Same with the shock and fire one. You're looking for the main elements is what you're looking for. They were using the Dark Beast for mobbing. This is just a random gun I had equipped during that mobbing session that we were trying out. It's all right. We're not really using this at all, but this Mantra is really good for mobbing too. You can pretty much equip any gun you want on this build that has a lot of projectiles, like the AC May or anything like that. It will work just really work fine for mobbing. And then we're using the kill shot crit knife, so we get guaranteed crits when we're bossing on go targets. And then we're using the crit replicator, so you can get enraged and hard hitters, so you get more melee damage. And then we're using the rapid slammer. You get high roller guns with licensed parts, gain percent gun damage, up to 2% of maximum stacks, 25%. 20 shotgun fire rate, shotgun critical damage, and shotgun magazine size. And then we're using the triple siphon watch for dinner, which is just really nice. Then we're using the Happy Go Lucky Wind Rider. Now, this gives you from 5 to gloom and 2 in the dealer's buff. This one has kinetic damage and damage dealt. My preference probably would be look for one that has a melee damage boost on it, so you get even more melee damage out of it. It would be the most ideal versus kinetic damage. And then we are using 2 high calibers, projectile speed, and gun damage is really good here. We're using 2 real big fists. You get 25% more melee damage. 1 action fist, you get 25% more melee damage, which is just really nice. Now for the skill tree, we are using 5-inch skill charm bracelet, so we gain increased skill damage. Cash gains increased further skill damage for every active bone totem. We're not using the bone totems, but you can use the bone totems for mobbing. And then we're using Fortune stacks gain increased chance of windfall. Fortune skill cash gains increased elemental effect chance and elemental effect damage. The more fortune stacks has, the greater the bonus. This is just nice. And then we're using 4 in riding high. We get more woodfall duration, just overall really nice for the setup. Then we're using luckless jinx enemies. You get more damage taken, and you get more damage dealt, which is just really nice. And then we put 1 in can't stop winning, so we have more crit hit chance and also more windfall chance to proc, which is really nice. Put 5 in potent positive, so we get up to 25% gun damage. Cash deals increased gun damage. Deals on his increased damage. The more fortune stacks he has, the greater the bonus. Then we put 1 in tooth and nail. His companions gain increased melee damage whenever Cash or 1 to deal melee damage. The enemy has a chance to become Jink enemy, which is really nice. This gives you Jinx and melee 50% melee damage, which is really nice for our build. And then we're using 5 in tormented. Cash and his companions deal increased critical hit. This bonus is increased against Jinx enemies. So you get 20% more critical hit damage and an additional critical hit, 30% more critical hit damage, which is really nice. So between these 2 skills, you are getting a 50% more critical hit damage boost, which is nice. And then we're using 5 your Huckleberry, so you get 20% more critical damage. 5 in Shootist, you get 25% more gun damage. 5 in Stand and Bleed, so you get 10% more crit chance. 5 in Lawless, you get 45% more kinetic damage. 2 in Chuck Full of Nitro, so you get down the tree, plus a little bit more bonus kinetic damage. 5 and 3 in War Wagon, so you Cash deals kinetic damage, so you have a chance to refill ammo. And it's just nice. And then we're using Nothing Lead Beats. A portion of all non-bonus elemental cash deals is converted to kinetic damage. Damage is converted this way is increased. And then for the blue tree, we put 1 in fast hands. You have a higher windfall chance, and 1 in here, so you have even more windfall chance because you get fortune stacks and you apply an element. So when you're applying an element, you are gaining fortune stacks, which goes hand in hand with this skill. This will give you more windfall chance, and basically this allows you to proc windfall like super easy with the mantra. You'll have windfall. There's windfall right there, which will also proc your gloam. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.